Welcome back to another episode of Aspiring Creator, where I'm going to be very careful with what I say this week because the last time I sat down and recorded in this particular chair, I received an email threatening to sue me for defamation. So that's fun. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit. But it's been a little bit of a break. I did record a episode or show. I still don't know what to call these things. I recorded one at CES in Las Vegas. We actually did a bit of a top tips for YouTube growth. We had a steak meal with a few other creators that were there, like other tech creators. And I just basically told them all to pass the mic around. It was a little DJI Pocket Osmo thing to give you their tips for growth on YouTube. And I have not even uploaded that yet. So I should probably do that after I've done this. And in fact, that will be the first one you see because I am going to have to talk more about that in a minute. Anyway, so let's crack on with the list of things. Now, because there was a video that got taken down because of legal issues, I have written a few other things on this list just to kind of recover what I covered in the last video, just to make sure that I've not left anything out. So this is going to be, there's quite a few things to talk about. I'm not going to let's get straight into it. So first thing on the list is the website. So our website, actually a further update, our website is now actually approaching about 90,000 views a month in terms of number of page views and that what have you, which is incredible considering that it is now January, and typically with YouTube and certainly YouTube AdSense, it falls off a cliff in January because everyone spent all their money on ads in December and Black Friday and November and all that kind of stuff. So to be still sat at almost 90,000 visits per month is pretty solid. Is very, very solid in my eyes. I thought it was going to absolutely tank in January. So that's great. It's going good guns. We have got an issue, though, because we are currently using Journey by Mediavine, I think it's called. And this is the system that puts ads like Google ads on the websites. And as the traffic's been increasing on the websites, we had an email to say, hey, you now qualify to be promoted to the next stage of the ads platform, which is like the bigger stuff, where I think the minimum requirements they say are like 100,000 visits per month, which we're not at, but I'm guessing they're doing this to like preemptively, hey, you're almost there, so let's get you on there, and then you're flying when you are there. However, this is now twice they've come back to us to say that we are being rejected by Google. We're not allowed to be on that platform because Google Ads or Google themselves are rejecting our websites, which I'm not sure. And I've spoken with the SEO company we're working with. None of us are sure exactly why. And in typical Google fashion, they are not telling us why, and they won't give us any form of feedback as to specifics. They just point us to 4 or 5 articles to say, hey, you need to make sure you've got, long articles, detailed articles. Is not AI generated. It's not like topics you shouldn't be talking about, which is not any of that stuff. And the fact is we have that lot of traffic from reviews, from like tech posts. So I don't really understand why that doesn't qualify. But all the same, we are, again, spending money every month on like SEO help to get the blogs written and convert our videos into blog posts, and looking for other like low-hanging fruit where there's high search traffic but low competition. So we're creating content for that. Seems to be going really well so far. So that is nice to see. Next thing on the list, talk about very, very briefly, Vegas, how to get business class upgrades. So on the way out to Vegas, there's something I always do. I think I booked, it was premium economy I booked. And every day for like the week or two before the flight happens, I always go into the app and just check and see if there's an upgrade to business class. And it literally went from £9,500 for a business class upgrade to like the next day or like a few hours later, essentially, when it fell into the next day, to being £370, I think it was. So I upgraded my flight on the way out there. I tried doing the same on the way back, and actually I kept checking every day. And when I was in Vegas, I kind of got busy and forgot to check. And then I went to check like 12 hours before my return flight, and it was available, and it gave me again £370 special deal, but it wouldn't process the payment. So I then had to stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning. This is how much I wanted it. 2 o'clock in the morning in Las Vegas time to then phone BA on 8 a.m. UK time to phone them and say, hey, it's, offer me an upgrade, payment's not working, blah, blah, blah. And their response was, oh, sorry, the offer's not available for your account anymore. It's like, but it only just came onto the account. So like, why is it not? And so that was a bit annoying and frustrating. So I couldn't get the upgrade, but it was there and there were seats available. But by the time I got to the airport and I asked, all the seats had gone at that point because obviously people had upgraded. So, but yeah, if you want to try and get affordable, I guess, business class upgrades, £300 for what was it, like a 8-9 hour flight? Pretty solid, I would say. Next, yes, this is following on from when I was saying in a previous one from 2-3 weeks ago now, I guess, was there is a website called Geeky Gadgets that seems to just take my videos and turn them into website articles faster than I could. And considering I have an SEO team designed to like take the video scripts, write a proper blog post and structure it and all those kind of things, they were doing some very funky, I don't know how they do it, whether it's like AI to get them like 90% of the way there and then they post the last bit, but they were essentially, and their whole website is basically taking other people's content and posting blogs about it, and they just reword it into a blog post. And the little top tip I've got for you is the way I discovered that, and I've had this for ages, is to set up a Google alert for your name or for your channel name. And so I get alerts maybe like a few times a month where it says like my name, because I basically, my Google alert is for my name because that's my channel name as well. And also having one set up for your name is quite useful just to see if your name appears anywhere on the internet. But it will then send you an email to alert you if your name or the thing that you've typed in has appeared in Google search results anywhere. So this is how I picked up on Geeky Gadgets, because it then alerted me that my name, because they were actually at least crediting me, to be fair. They were crediting me in their blog posts, and then because my name was in there, it was then sending me email to say like, hey, your name is now on this website. And that's how I picked it up. So that is like well worth setting up for you personally. Also, if you have a business, like put your business name in there, obviously put your channel name in there as well. And it just helps you pick yourself up over the internet rather than relying on other people to say like, oh, hey, you've been tagged, or, like in this case, they'd like put my name in there but hadn't like tagged me properly. And same in YouTube, you can tag people by doing the whole like @ thing, and it alerts you in YouTube Studio, or you can write their name in your description but not actually tag them, and therefore you don't get alerted. So there's a few different ways of doing it, but yeah, using Google, I think Google Alerts it's called, and then you can literally type in whatever text you want to. Like you literally type in, I don't know, Pokemon cards or something, and it will like alert you as soon as that phrase or that word comes out into the internet. So other things we had in there as well. Poor performing video. So we are we have, well, there's two to talk about actually recently, which is getting better, to be fair. So the first one is our cybersecurity guides thing, which is like the protecting your kids online, parental guidance, like how to do all the parental control side of things. This was like an hour-long plus video, way more in like all the prep work and all the scripting and editing and all that kind of stuff. So we posted it, and it's very, very different to all the other content we've ever made on the channel. And this is like the whole thing I struggle with when YouTube says every video you post on YouTube is treated individually, when pretty much every YouTube creator I know will explicitly say if you go outside of your wheelhouse on YouTube, you get punished because it just doesn't know who to show the video to. So it can work that way, that YouTube says, but in my experience, it typically takes anywhere from like 1 to 6 months for YouTube to do that and find the audience. So you can't really go and post a whole new type of video and then instantly see that it finds an audience. It's going to take time to like test and split and find viewers and go like, okay, this type of viewers want to watch that video, so let's show more to that type of viewers. So it hasn't performed that well. We're currently trying out, and this is like going against my advice and basically what I'm going to talk about later on, we're trying to promote it in front of a UK female audience that has interests in like school care and kids clothing and like stuff we can pick from the from like the YouTube demographics kind of side of things. There's you're quite limited in what you can pick, and this is why like I don't agree with it a lot of the time. But I think for this instance, it's trying to. I'm trying to help like YouTube find the audience for it. We've only put in like £100 or £300 or something like that, a small amount just to see what it does. I don't think it's going to be good. Again, this is like my previous advice has always been like, don't do that because it doesn't work properly. And it's one of those kind of situations where, well, we haven't done it for a while. Let's try it. The video is kind of not really doing much at the moment. YouTube isn't doing much with it at the moment. So we might as well do something with it for a week and just see what happens with it. So that's where we are with that video. We are also, I have a Chris who used to work with me, his girlfriend, not wife, girlfriend. His girlfriend is now working with Chris, and Chris is like doing a YouTube consultancy business where he works with businesses directly and does the whole like high performing strategy where you go find outlier video ideas and you go and bring them to businesses, and the businesses can then make the videos or make their versions of the videos, and it's great for like jump starting channels and getting a ton of views, getting a ton of business inquiries. And she is helping him do like the script writing parts and retention and like the first like hook and all that kind of stuff. So I've asked her to have a look at the script just to see what she can do and suggest, and see if there is, whether it's a complete rewrite or whether it's just a few tweaks here and there that could just, if we're gonna, we've put all the time and effort into the video, we might as well spend a little bit more to see what else we can do with it, rather than just be like, well, that was just like 2 weeks worth of work, like now dead with a 1,500 view video or something. We might as well do something with it and see if we can turn it into anything else, even if that's website articles, PDF downloadable resources, those kind of things. And then the other video, which again, to be fair, this isn't too bad, is the Porsche video, which posted over Christmas. It did, again, not perform initially well out of the gate. However, it isn't actually that bad anymore. I'm in the wrong YouTube account at the moment, but it is one of those videos where, again, it's outside the wheelhouse, so it hasn't performed that well. But at least in this situation, it is ticking along and almost like an SEO kind of video. Like we framed it as a 6 months later with the Porsche Macan EV, and it's just like steadily, I think it's now gone through the bottom of our typical views and is heading upwards towards the top of our typical views. So over time and after a while, it is going to then take off, and not take off necessarily, but like slowly and steadily go above our average views, which is what I was hoping to do. And again, it's a great showpiece to show other car companies what we can do with it. And so I'm keen to see where that one goes, and yeah, what it could lead to. So interesting. Let's start off on a light note. There is a video, or a number of videos now, from a guy called Megalag, who is posted on YouTube. They are fascinating videos, like fascinating videos. So essentially, this guy has been digging into Honey, which is like the toolbar thing that sits into a toolbar and gives you coupon discounts and codes and all sorts. And he's basically been uncovering what actually happens. And in his latest video, he dug into it in more like detail. And like Honey are inflating their user numbers. They're also if you have the Honey toolbar installed, it basically does a lot of very dirty things. But it's not just Honey, and this is kind of leading on to the next thing, is that it's also happening to a lot of other affiliate networks. And fundamentally, all the affiliate networks, as long as they're making money, they don't really care about the rules. So the things that were highlighted in his video, again, go and watch the video, and I'll link it down in the show notes here. But go and watch it. He was essentially saying that there's this thing in affiliate marketing which is called stand down, where if it is linked by, if you land on a web page because you clicked on an affiliate link, then the toolbar doesn't then interfere because it knows that you've already clicked on an affiliate link, so it's not going to then like override and like put their affiliate link there instead. And in some cases it works, and in some cases it doesn't. And from what the kind of testing he was going through, in the cases where essentially someone is there testing it, it stands down. And the way it kind of knows that is because you have a fairly low, like in Honey's case, you have a fairly low Honey coins rewards balance. So it knows you don't really use Honey, but kind of there for testing. And also knows if you have logged into like the admin interface of affiliate platforms. So typically, if you are testing the stand down kind of rules, you probably will have logged into the admin interface and created affiliate codes so you can like generate the links and then test the link and those kind of things. So basically, by doing that, it knows who is a legitimate buyer and who isn't. And essentially, the toolbars, pretty much all of the toolbars, are not standing down. And so you're clicking on a link. So someone goes to my video, they click on an affiliate link, they go to the website, and if that person then has the Honey toolbar or the Rakuten toolbar or whatever it is, then that toolbar is then overriding my affiliate link, and then they're claiming it for themselves. And this is the whole like thing that's blowing up, particularly as Honey is owned by PayPal. Again, this is like my like high level summary of the video, but go and watch it. It is fascinating, and there are now, I think he said there are like multiple lawsuits going out across all of the affiliate platforms because they're basically all doing the same thing, which is very scary, and explains a lot because as a content creator, you are trying to track all your clicks and track all your sales and obviously earn income from the affiliate clicks you get. And if the toolbars are now overriding this, and in Honey's case, they were trying to partner with YouTubers to promote their toolbar, which in then turn is then taking affiliate income away from YouTubers. That's the whole like thing that starts it all off. But yeah, it's very, very scary. So where that leads me on to is that I am not going to say the platform name, because what happened is I had an issue over Christmas where I wasn't getting paid from a particular affiliate platform, and I sent them emails. My email started at the beginning of December. I sent a number of emails saying, "Where's my money? Can you pay me? Why are the payments not coming through? What's going on?" And they didn't reply. No replied, and I sent a few more, no responses. And then over the Christmas periods, it was kind of getting to the stage where I'm like, something's like something feels wrong here because they're not responding to me and they're not paying me. And I spoke to other like crowd of tech creators, and they were all saying the same thing: they are not paying me, they're not replying to my emails. So I sent like a few like high priority urgent emails to basically everyone I knew at this company saying like, why are you not replying? Where's my money? And I made a podcast. I did one of these editions, shows, podcast things, and I called them out in it. And I said, like, what's going on? Why are they not paying me money? Maybe there's something else going on that we don't know about. And they also have history. Like, if you search back, this particular company has like history of doing the exact same thing like 10 years ago or so. And there's news articles and things online. And you go onto their, the Glassdoor page for this particular company, and it's like people are basically posting scam, they don't pay, they take your money, blah blah blah, all this horrible stuff. So I posted that video and basically I stated the facts and said, this is what's happened. I've emailed them. I haven't received my money. Some of the money is like 3 months overdue. I hadn't had a payment since September. And the next morning, actually, it was Christmas Day. This was the fun and games it was going through. Christmas Day, I woke up to a message saying, remove your video or we're going to basically sue you for defamation. It goes against our strict guidelines. And actually, interestingly, so I actually went to my solicitor, sent them the video, showed them what I said, showed them the website and all this kind of stuff. And their community guidelines on their own website don't work because you click on the community guidelines link and it links to their old website URL, which is broken and doesn't exist anymore. So I don't know where that leaves me. I will just clarify, I have now received most of my money. They have paid. For some reason, they said it's an issue with their payment system that was just affecting me. So they have now manually paid me. I think they paid me one payment through PayPal. To be fair, so I then got charged fees on that payment. And they then paid me extra to then cover those fees. So that was good. They've sent a second payment through, which has come through properly. There is one payment that is a few days old now, which should have come through the other day. And they're now saying, I think it has some like duplicate payments in. So they're now separating it and I don't know, repaying, whatever it is. So I received that message saying we're going to, you're at risk of being sued for defamation, take it down immediately. And it was Christmas Day. I was with my kids. I'm just going to take it down. I can't be bothered to deal with this. Sent it to my solicitor. He said, no issues whatsoever. But of course, the thing in my mind is the worst case here is that they could try suing me for defamation, in which case I haven't said anything. So that's fine. Or they could just reject me and take me off the platform. So if they do that, then they do that, and that is their decision. In the meantime, I've just moved all my affiliate links from Samsung over to Rakuten, which I know is one of the platforms that appeared in the whole Megalag Honey scam thing. So that's fun. However, I've moved all my Samsung links over. I'm getting a reasonable rate. And this is the whole thing. Like, people went with the other platform because they had really good rates, particularly with Samsung. But as far as I'm concerned, I'd rather go with a platform. Like, the thing for me is, like, the problem is I wasn't getting paid and people weren't replying. So rather than like threaten to sue me for defamation, why not fix the problem and pay me? Like, that's the problem. Pay me. And also, they were saying my issue was like, it was a thing. It was just affecting you. Well, there's like literally every tech creator I've spoken to are all saying the same thing: of they haven't received their money. And so there are all these unique affecting one person only issues that are affecting every person that I know. So that's a big red flag, according to that's a big red flag to me. So I've moved all my links over. The clicks are now tracking. I'm yet to see a sale come through Rakuten, but we make a sale like every, I don't know, other day or so. So I need a few more days just to make sure. But the clicks are going up. And a friend of mine, I've been speaking with someone on Twitter who is doing the same thing. They've moved all their links away and they've moved it to Rakuten. They also tested it. So they've actually like bought something with their affiliate link and that tracked immediately through Rakuten. They did the same with the other platform and it didn't track. And when they quizzed and emailed about it, they're like, don't know why that didn't work. So there's a whole like question here on like, why isn't stuff tracking properly through this other platform? And I don't know. We'll see where that goes. So yes, all I can suggest to people is use your own decision and brains to see what's going on here. And if you don't feel comfortable with the platform that's not paying you and is being difficult, even though they are potentially, enticing with big commission percentages, well, it doesn't really make sense if they don't actually pay you in the end, or if you have to chase them and I'm having to go back and forth. I'm still sending multiple emails a day, like trying to figure out and trying to get this final payment through. So what I'm also going to say to Bav is, can you not post this until I've received my last payment? Because I just, you shouldn't have to worry about this kind of stuff. Like this should be the kind of situation where the problem here is they're not paying. So the fix is to pay, not to like go after people and, threaten to sue them and threaten this and that. Just pay people. You owe them the money, pay them the stuff. So I'm just going to leave it there. So tick the boxes. Running through the rest of my list, we have, let's talk through CES profitability. CES this year, I came back last week or last weekend. This year was probably the most profitable CES we've done before, and with relatively the least work involved, which I'm quite proud of, because that's obviously the dream is more money, less work. I still ended up working for like all of it pretty much, but I also cut my visit short by a day. So I always found myself on the last day not really doing anything. The media suites are basically empty at CES. The whole CES is pretty much dead. Lots of the the brand reps have even gone home, so there's not really anyone to talk to as well. So I brought my visit one day shorter, so I came home earlier. So what we ended up doing this year is we worked with two brands. We did over $30,000 worth of sponsorships in that week, which is absolutely insane. I also you will have seen the videos already. I also got to work with Lego for the first time ever, and that was like such a huge collab. So essentially, the first week of January, I worked with, because of like the product we were covering for Lego, it was like Lego, Disney, and Star Wars all together, which are like the three of the biggest brand names, globally recognized. So that was such a cool thing to do. They put on this, so Lego launched this new smart brick with loads of other kind of technology around it, which was actually one of the most interesting things at CES, because CES was just full of the same old like AI and robots and just all this kind of usual stuff. It's kind of the same stuff every year in, year out at the moment at CES. So having something unique like Lego to cover was really, really good. Interesting enough though, and this is like the pros and cons of like working with brands and things, is that where we shot all our content, we had to get approval for all the videos we shot, and obviously like Lego and Disney had to all sign off on everything and make sure we were using the right terminology and the right capitalization on things. And they even went through, so I wrote a script and they went through my script and said like, make sure you mention like trademark and register trademark and stuff. It's like, but it's a script, so I'm not going to say like Lego register trademark like throughout the video. So there's a few of those things to go through. However, from like a content posting perspective, I other creators that weren't working with the Lego had already posted their videos because they weren't working with the Lego, so they could just go and post whatever they wanted to. So it was like I was posting mostly the same videos other people were posting, but I had to wait 2 or 3 days to get them approved when others had already like posted the information, got the views and all that kind of stuff. So that was interesting to see. But it was such a fantastic brand to work with. The experience they put on at the Sphere in Las Vegas. It's not called the Sphere. Things I'm learning. So at Sphere in Las Vegas, they set up a giant Lego X-wing, and I got to wear the Skywalker helmet, sit in it, do the trench run, and sit in the X-wing and shoot it with a joystick. And it was basically being played out on Sphere in Las Vegas and showing me, play the game. And there was like a high score ranking and stuff. It was just a wild experience. Justine was on that. She went on like a couple of people before me, I think. But it was just a wild experience. And the biggest problem I had this year, it wasn't as big as it was previously, but it was broadband internet connectivity again. So internet connection at CES itself is, I wouldn't say unusable, but for uploading 100 gigs worth of video footage, it is unusable. I've had success the previous 2 years at the Trump Hotel, so that's where I've stayed, because it's like, well, I kind of don't want to go anywhere else when I know the internet at Trump did the job, and it did do the job this year, to be fair. But I paid $20 to upgrade to the 20 meg internet connection, the premium internet connection, and I only got 5 meg upload at the hotel. So I am starting to think next year. There's two things. A friend of mine stayed at was it La Fontaine or Fontainebleau, I think it was, which was next to CES, and it was the same price, if not more affordable than Trump Hotel. Slightly smaller rooms, but he said fast broadband, so that's an option. I'm also wondering, can I just get like Starlink and go sit outside at CES with my laptop and just upload via Starlink? That might actually be a lot faster, because I read up some people are getting like 20 to 30 meg upload speeds, which would be nuts. So that is what I'm considering for next year. So yeah, it's fine if you are shooting your content and editing it yourself and then you're just uploading that final video, because the final videos are relatively small in comparison. But if you are, like I am, working with a remote editor and you are uploading all your raw footage, because they then need to edit it, the way I worked around it this year, let me finish that sentence. That's a problem. So that is an issue if that's how you're working. The way I worked around it this year is where we are now shooting on the Lumix cameras. So I've got the S1 Mark II camera. Is I actually there's a mode on the camera where you can shoot proxies on the camera. So I ended up shooting, I think it was 1080p. Yeah, 1080p proxies to like the SD card. And so I uploaded those first. And like those clips were like, 20 meg, 50 meg each, rather than 500 to 700 meg each. So I uploaded the proxies first. The guy started editing with those clips first. And then once all of those were uploaded, I then started uploading the bigger 4K clips. And so we did some short form video for Lego. We did a long form video for LG. And it was an interesting experience working with both, because on the Lego side of things, we had a demo room where we could actually go and try the product and film our content. And having worked with brands like Samsung before, where you have your hands on, you have your demo, you kind of walk into a room with Samsung and there are just products everywhere, and you can just go and you might have a bit of an issue finding the color you want or the size you want, but generally speaking, loads of products around, and you've got enough time to go and get hands on and make your video content. You've got like an hour with them. Lego, we walked in, they set us up. The first question I said was just like, how far away can the bricks actually work? And he's like, don't know. We haven't tried that before. Let's see. So we went to the opposite end of the room, tried to work it. It didn't work. And then basically for the next 10 minutes, it broke the Lego bricks and it wasn't working. So as he was fixing that, I just kind of casually threw in like, just how long have we got, just out of interest, so I can plan. Oh, you got 15 minutes. And by the way, I won't deduct the 10 minutes that we've just wasted trying to fix the Lego bricks from you. So I was like, oh crap, 15 minutes. Okay, we really need to get on with things. And I think on my camera, I looked at it, I had 6 or 8 video clips shot before the next group then walked in. And it was like a whole group with a production team of there was 6 or 7 people or something. And at that stage, it's like, oh, cool. Okay, we're done then, I guess. So we only had a few clips. Thankfully, I filmed the demo they gave us just before that. So I had clips from there. And they had a few Lego sets outside as well. So I could just get a few extra B-roll clips from the outside stuff. but that was wild. And then the LG video. So this is all of their 2026 lineup of monitors, of Ultra Gear monitors. Again, we kind of, with our monitor videos, we try and go really in depth. And like I was trying to think about like bringing my Mac along, and we can plug in via USB and see what the resolution's like. But they're all like, again, pre-production. You can't touch any of them. Lots of them running low resolution modes. Lots of them were playing videos demonstrating specific things. And it just wasn't the best scenario. And so I didn't shoot much video because, how many angles can you take of one monitor? So there were 4 monitors in total. So I did what I could, shot a few video clips, and that is, or has been edited at the moment. That is going to get posted soon. It'll probably be already up by the time you're listening or watching this. So that was also fun. And again, like this is the limitations you have to work with amongst CES stuff. And a lot of the CES content, they want it straight away. They want to, go out, post it straight away because it's CES. And my take on the LG stuff this year is I want to post it a week after CES, after all the song and dance has happened about the CES stuff. So we're not then competing with CES. And I can then be like, and now here's our take on the LG monitors that are coming this year. So that is a fun take on CES. So next year, Starlink or different hotels with broadbands. Also, other notes for people that haven't been to CES before, go get your lunch voucher every day in the media suite, because it was $25 every day per person this year. So you could go and use that and spend it on the canteen and stuff. And also use the Vegas Loop, which is underground Teslas that drive through tunnels. They've got drivers in there. You get in, say where you want to go, and they just drive you through these tunnels. So there's no traffic. I believe there is, I think they said it's live now, but it was closed just for CES. There is a route now from the airport to a couple of hotels in the convention center. So I'm hoping next year, rather than paying like $30, $40 for a taxi, it's going to be like $10 for the Tesla Loop. And it's going to be, again, get there very, very quickly because you're just driving through a tunnel. And that'll be pretty awesome. But yeah, use the Vegas Loop to get around through CES. It is free to go between the CES convention centers. And it's like $5 if you want to go to, I think it's the Encore Hotel, there's one, and Resorts World, there's one, and maybe there was a third one as well. But yeah, use those. Those are like 2 big hacks, the food voucher and the Tesla tunnel, that I've seen other people post about and be like, oh yeah, that's like just what I've used every year. So you don't really think about it after them. Whilst at CES, I met somebody who wanted to thank me for doing like the YouTube stuff, and he'd also, so I sold my IT business and started the YouTube side of things. He's also running an IT business and wants to do YouTube stuff. And I just thought I'd talk about it very, very briefly, because he was talking about like how he's done it so far. And basically he has been using YouTube Promote to get his channel to where it needs to, to a good size. And I was saying to him, have you tried posting a video without YouTube Promote? And he was like, well, yeah, I did. And then it only really got a couple of thousand views or something. And that's the issue. And this is and this is what I said to him at the time, like, this is the issue with YouTube Promote is like, once you start doing it regularly, you kind of have to keep doing it. Otherwise you realize your views drop off a cliff. Lots of people think they're, buying an organic audience, but realistically from my experience, and again, we're testing it out at the moment, see how it works currently. From my experience previously has always been like, you don't really gain much at all. You get the views on the video, but you don't really yes, you might get some subscribers as well, but those subscribers don't tend to hang around and watch your other videos that you organically post. My advice, and if he's listening or watching as well, is definitely stop doing the YouTube Promote and just start building that organic audience yourself, because the organic stuff is by far much more valuable to yourself and to brands and anyone involved, unless you just become one of these channels that will accept money from a brand, and then you take that money and you go spend it on ads, and there's no real value to anybody here other than you, because you're getting money. The brand's not getting value because they're just getting fake views, essentially fake views, and the viewers aren't actually watching it because you're buying cheap views from India. And in a previous scenario, the creator was buying views in India where you couldn't even buy the product. So there's that whole thing to talk about as well. Try and grow the organic audience. And then this then links me on to a couple of things, actually. The other platforms. So we've got YouTube, we have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So one of my goals this year is just to try and grow my Instagram and TikTok accounts, because it's not embarrassing, but it's also kind of embarrassing that those channels are so small when like the main YouTube channel is just about to hit 300,000 subscribers. And then whenever people ask about like the other channels, they're like, oh yeah, Instagram's got like 5,000 and TikTok's got like, I don't know, 7 or whatever it is, 7,000. So I feel like I should put some effort into growing those as well to at least get them to like better numbers at least. So I'm going to try and focus on doing that this year. Also, I am very confused about Facebook. I don't know what I need to do with Facebook. I've had quite a number of people now tell me that Facebook is incredible. We should all go and do Facebook videos and post our videos on Facebook. So I have my personal profile. I also have like a me page created, like the Pete Matheson, I think I called it, because Pete Matheson is taken by me, my personal account, but the Pete Matheson, and that's like my public facing page. But whenever I post on that, it never really goes outside of the page. It's, it's only showing it to people that are following the page. And I see others that are posting stuff and, again, like hugely getting performance with views and money, like AdSense, like Facebook ads or what have you. And they're saying like, Facebook is incredible. You should be like, that's underrated. Everyone should be doing Facebook because it's like huge. And I don't know, the only thing I can think of is, do I need to kill this like personality page that I created and just open up my personal page and do it all on there? But I like having my personal page because it's just basically me, my family and friends, and that's it. Not that I really ever do anything on Facebook. Maybe I should just give that up because, yeah, I don't really do anything on Facebook. If you want someone to look at, have a look at Darius. Darius Tech, he is, well, I think he's got his own name on Facebook. So it's Darius Bilecki on Facebook, and he just posts his shorts. He posts into various groups as well. So actually, if you need advice on that kind of stuff, go find Darius out because he's killing it on Facebook right now. So, we've talked about the Lego stuff. Touch on that briefly because I wrote it in my little document thing here. How Lego came about is they got in contact with us. So a lot of people were like, "Oh, how did you get to work with Lego, and how did you like find them, and how did you reach out to them?" It's like, I didn't. They were totally out of the blue, just landed in my inbox, and that is the magic of just continuously uploading for years. That over time, this stuff just seems to happen. We didn't go seek them out. The only thing I did, and I don't think this is relevant, maybe it might be, is I bought and built and posted and tagged in a story on Instagram the Lego Game Boy. And whether they searched, they did say that they came across me in this, influence platform that, searches by channel size and what have you. But I don't know if maybe they searched by channel size and had recently mentioned Lego in any content. I don't know. But that is the only thing I've ever done with Lego, and all of a sudden they just hit my inbox. So that is how that landed about. Now, whilst we were there, again, a bit of like the inside process is we had various WhatsApp chats. So I'm in various WhatsApp chats now with the Lego team, and throughout CES, they were using that to like communicate what was going on with the various events and where we needed to be and the times and stuff. But also we had a separate group created for approvals. So when we had our videos made, we got them edited, uploaded them, and then sent them to that in the WhatsApp group so they can go and approve those and send it off to the right people and everything. That's a great way of working. I kind of love having the whole like WhatsApp chat for more instant communication. The only challenges were time differences. So particularly on the flights home, because we were contracted to post our videos on the Friday, but I had to also remember that was Vegas time Friday, which was by the time, so when Vegas are asleep, UK's awake, and vice versa, pretty much. And when I got on a flight, that then caused problems because I couldn't then post videos for that, 12 hours whilst on the flight. But that was also whilst the UK was asleep. So there was a bit of an overlap there. But it was all fine. We posted on time. I think I actually ended up posting one of the shorts a couple of days later because I explained this to them. I just wanted to spread it out. And they didn't need to like, when I was there at the Lego X-Wing experience, and I was like, cool, that like incredible. Thank you so much. Like, are we done? Can I go? And that's not because I wanted to go, but that's because I was like, your timescales are quite tight, and I need to go because I need to go and upload this footage. So I'd love to hang about. This is incredible. Thank you so much for having me, but I need to go and like do what you're paying me to do now. And they were like, no, it's totally cool. Like, feel free to go, but obviously the pressure's off. Like, you don't feel pressured to post this one as quickly, and they just wanted like the main announcement one posted quickly. So I still went. I went anyway because I just wanted to get it done, and I had the team waiting for me to edit the videos, so I needed to get it uploaded. So we did that, and last one on the list was, I think this must come off the guy that I met at Vegas, but this may have been a comment from a previous video as well. Someone said that they sold a business, or is selling a business, or has sold a business and want to get started with YouTube. What advice would you have? Honestly, I've actually got a friend of mine Ben, came with me to Las Vegas with me to CES. And just from hanging out with, like, we were sat on a table with loads of Lego creators. So look, people that just make videos about Lego, who had, I don't know, 500,000, million plus subscribers. So cool just hanging out and chatting with all these types of creators that I'd never ever come across on YouTube before. But you realize there's like a whole other category of things out there that obviously does very well. And this is the wonderful world of YouTube. You can make videos about anything and it still has a chance to, like, have its own niche and perform very, very well. So Ben's come home. He started making YouTube videos. He's got his own YouTube channel now, and he's opening up his like lightsabers and Star Wars helmets. He's into his Lego and his Star Wars and all sorts. So that was like a good trip for him. But like, the advice is just post, just start posting. I have like friends and family who have said like, oh yeah, I really want to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. What camera should I use? What should I do? Da, 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 all this kind of like, but they never actually get started. They never post anything. And so like my mate Ben, he literally went home. He was like, oh, what kind of mic should I use? And I just said a name to him. He literally Amazon Primed everything the next day, went fairly budget, really, really cheap, like Bora microphone, I think it was, like a few pounds, a few dollars for the microphone, a couple of very cheap like LED lights, using his phone as the camera. Like, again, you don't need expensive stuff to get started with YouTube. You just need to post the videos. So we did that straight away. He's already posted like 2 long form videos and like 3 or 4 shorts. So he's absolutely smashing it already. How long it lasts, we'll see. But this is the thing. If you are getting started, if you are running a business, there's a few different ways of doing this, but if you want to do this as your own thing, then do it alongside the business. Like, get it up and running, get it going, post some videos, figure out what you enjoy, figure out what performs well. Like, you need the long form stuff, or you need to basically put the legwork in to post stuff to see what happens. You might find you enjoy the short form stuff, and maybe the short form stuff grows quickly, but doesn't earn as much money. But you might then earn more money from doing the long form stuff, but then you're getting less views on the long form stuff because it's difficult to get views on long form stuff. So there might be a hybrid, and maybe you do some longs and some shorts, and you need time to play around and just see what fits for you, because everybody is different. Again, sat down around the table. Again, we had 2 steak dinners this year actually at CES, and all the guys I was sat around the table with, we are all doing tech, but we're all doing tech very differently. Different brands, different locations, different products, but still broadly within the same niche. So, still doing phones, but everyone's covering slightly different phones. Still doing laptops and desktops, but some are working with, I don't know, Lenovo, some working with Asus, some working with, I don't know, Apple or Windows, or, there's just such a big, broad niche within a niche, if that makes sense, that there's still plenty of ways you can go. There's no like, just do what I do, because it might not work for you. You will find your own way and your own brands you're working with, and different people will reach out to you just because that's the way that it works magically. So yeah, I will leave it there. And thank you so much for watching or listening, and I'll speak to you in the next episode, show, thing. Thank you. Bye-bye.